food shortages, high cost of living, loss of jobs. 2023 is projected to be even worse than 2022 was. A lot of us are in panic now because we're wondering, how can I stay afloat during this economic crisis? What can I do to ensure that my family can survive, can make it through it? And so you're racking your brain and you're trying to think about ways that you can ensure that your family is safe. And so one of the things that a lot of people are turning to now is to grow their own food and to be self-sufficient. So how can you ensure that this year you have enough food to take care of your family? How can you ensure that your family have enough food to eat, even if you have a small space to grow in? Hi, I'm White Davy, and welcome to White Davy Garden and Worm Farm. In today's video, we are going to be discussing steps that we can take to ensure that we are producing the food that we need for 2023. Now we are faced with several challenges. We have to deal with small growing space for some, or some might even not have growing space because they live in an apartment and all they have is a balcony. There's this challenge of finding fertilizer for your plants, organic fertilizer. The high cost of fertilizer, even if it is available, makes it unaffordable. But what can you do if you are in a small space, or if you have a normal sized garden, but you're struggling with winter conditions and you just don't have enough time or enough space to grow food for your family? What can you do? Now, here are some things that you can do to make the situation better. It might not solve all of your food problems, but at least it can make things a little better. If you are in a region where you have small gardens, or you have climatic condition to deal with, so you have short growing season, or you're growing on a balcony and you don't have a lot of space, what can you do to ensure that the food requirements of your family is met? For one, sit down and think about the food that you are growing. It's easy to grow the things that we like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then what if what we're growing does not really satisfy the needs of our family? For example, if we like to grow just vegetables, lettuce, tomatoes, carrots, and stuff like that. If the economy gets really bad, can your family survive off that? So rather than just growing the things that we would like to grow, what if we spend some time and think about what are the types of food that my family eats that can grow within the short growing season that I have, and provide the nutritional value that my family needs. If you are someone who eat meat, do you have enough space where you could raise a few chickens or a few rabbits or some form of animal that you can use for food? And if not, what if you're in a situation where you don't have access to meat, but you can grow stuff? How can you ensure that the type of nutrients that you would get from meat, you are getting from the foods that you're growing? So spend some time, sit down and do some research. What can you use to substitute? What can you grow that you can substitute for meat? And how long will it take to grow? How many of each food do you need to grow to ensure that your family can be taken care of? Do you have enough space where you can do a bit of companion planting? And in addition to companion planting, can you do succession planting? So you start the food that you know your family is going to need in 2 weeks. Not saying that it's going to take 2 weeks for you to harvest it. So for 2 weeks, you plant the foods that your family is going to need, that is going to provide a balanced diet for your family. And after doing that, 2 weeks later, you plant the same set of food. What that is going to ensure is that you have a constant supply of food. Or what if your growing season does not allow for you to do succession planting? Can you plant in bulks and then store it? There are various ways that you can use to preserve food, whether you're drying it naturally, dehydrating, canning. There are so many different options, pickling. There are various options that you can use to store your foods that you have produced. So if you can mass produce, grow as much as you possibly can. And if you have a little space inside your house that is being used for something that is not beneficial, but you don't have space to grow stuff, can you get rid of the things that are not serving you, that doesn't really benefit you, and use that space with some grow lights to grow the things that you want to eat? What if you have a lot of space, but then you don't have a long growing season? Plant as much as you can. And as you're planting, again, you have to think about the nutritional value that you're going to be getting from the things that you are planting. Plant the type of foods that does not spoil easily. Foods that you know you can preserve. Foods that you know even if you're not preserving it, you can put it down and it lasts for a long time. Plant this type of food that you know is going to provide you, even if you don't have it in bulk, you have enough where it will provide you with the nutritional value that you need in order to have your energy to get through the day. What if you are someone who has a limited amount of space? You want to grow stuff for your family. Your other relatives want to grow stuff for their families. You're living close to each other and they don't have a lot of space and you don't have a lot of space. Can you come together and this family grow a particular type of food and that family grow another particular type of food, and then you share what you have produced? Because you have to remember that we are all in this together. We cannot survive if we're trying to make it on our own. We have to rely on each other. What if you have seeds that this person needs and that person has seeds that you need? Can you swap? When we think about survival, if we think about doing things together, it makes life so much easier. It takes a lot of the stress off us because we know that we are not doing it on our own. In the future, I will be offering courses that is going to be helping those who are considering growing their own foods, but they are not good at gardening. So if you're interested in taking these courses, then you can join my email list by leaving a comment in the section below, letting me know that you would like to be a part of my list, and we can communicate from there. If you would like to see more videos like these, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. And don't forget to turn on your notification for more updates like these. Yeah man, time for grow. Definitely time to grow.